Turn your butt.
Boo!
Hi, Brandon. I can't see you.
Did I scare you?
No.
You can't see me.
No.
How about now?
There you are.
Alex doesn't even know. She's not even looking.
Yeah,
There
I
she is.
screwed up my stitching, so I gotta fix it really quick.
Well, let me see it. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be the Twin Towers?
Yeah.
We
Then
ready?
you're gonna make it. Then you're gonna make another cross stitch of a plane.
Yeah.
Nice. You ready?
We ready. Oh wait, no, we're not ready. We need to have our
Fuck.
voice recorder, bro.
I was just about to say 1, 2, 3, play.
We're not close to ready. Okay, we ready.
Boom. Okay. Alrighty. A 1, 2, 3, play. Movie. Guys, I did it. Did you show Alex? Did you show
What?
Alex made
What?
the Grimace? Did you show her
I
what
didn't show the Grimace thing.
So I said I was gonna make a sound clip of all the grimaces on the offensive line. This is what I made. Oh no, that was their laugh track. It's the Grimace laugh track. I nailed it.
That sounds like the third circle of hell.
It's actually the fourth. You don't want to know. You don't want to know what goes down in Grimace Island. A movie! Take it away, Alex.
Oh, I have to do it?
No. The little Craigie Gilner. He's not doing so hot.
No, I like that the movie even started with you don't really hear a lot of like actual song, but like the intro to that song is like it's very like pressury. Like the soundtrack immediately starts where you can kind of feel the pressure of the moment a little bit.
The what of the moment?
The pressure of the moment.
You're just open. He's just on a bridge. You're like, shit. Okay. But he doesn't want to jump overboard. He wants to jump into
Trying to
traffic.
cross between land masses.
No, he's not just crossing the bridge for fun.
It would feel so bad to be the person that he jumped into while you're driving. Like now you got to put that onus on somebody else. Maybe just jump into the water. That's just me. I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
It's Brandon's thoughts on suicide.
That's my thoughts. But he's a little 16-year-old, Craigie Gilner. He's trying to kill himself and jump off the Brooklyn Bridge when he decides to go to the hospital to seek help. Dr. Mahmood is like, no, you go home. We'll take care of you from there. See some therapy. He's like, no,
I need show guy. That guy.
No, that's
that doctor.
No, that's Jimmy Kimmel.
Show guy. No, he's a Daily Show guy.
Isn't Jimmy Kimmel the Daily Show?
No, Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart's the Daily. I don't remember.
He was a correspondent on that show.
Huh. Well, he registers Craig for a 1-week stay in the hospital psychiatric floor. You get like some flashbacks of his like when he gets stressed, he vomits. That was pretty awesome, honestly. And Zoe Kravitz is Nia. It's the love of his life. She's very young in this. I didn't even recognize her as Zoe Kravitz at first, but
her hair is so long. I only know her in the Mad Max movies when it's really short. It's
a G.I. Jane joke.
Yeah, yeah.
I also put that there's no way Zoe Kravitz is dating that nerd ass. I thought his best
He's
friend
a cool
Aaron
guy.
looked real nerdy at first, and they're like, "Nah, he's like the captain of the
He looked
baseball
like Dana
team."
Carvey.
Dana Carvey's not that cool.
No, you're right.
He was the teenage heartthrob. He was in a whole bunch of like YA novel adaptation movies. He's in Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
He's
Ooh,
the
good one.
dying
He's
girl.
in, huh?
He's
No.
the dying girl.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but he was kind of that era of like movies made from young adult novels.
Tall, skinny, swoopy hair. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
He's just a teenage heartthrob baby. Baby pie.
Nice.
But he's placed in the adult ward because I'm guessing there are far too few
No,
teenage patients.
they're going they have they're going through renovations on the teen floor.
That's why Noelle's there.
And he understandably feels uneasy and a bit scared in the midst of the adult psychiatric patients. He's introduced pretty quickly to Bobby. This is Zach Galifianakis.
You met him once.
Remember he met him in the ER.
He did, posing
He was
as a
posing as a doctor. And
which,
now,
according to Drake and Josh, is punishable by death.
by death,
Probably not.
I like it when he's in the ER and he starts to leave and he goes, "Well, I hope they fix whatever's wrong with you." And then he just gets up and walks away while he's waiting in the ER. Like,
I had that note. I was like, was he a real doctor? No, he's not. No, but Bobby claims that he's there only on vacation. He comes here because he gets food and a place to stay and people to serve on him. As he takes Craig kind of under his wing. And I don't know why I put that. Does Craig have a problem with feet? Was my note. I think he was staring at Muqtada's feet being all cracked and dirty.
No, I think the idea behind that was when he gets this roommate who like there's like, well, he never gets out of the bed. And it's the idea of like, well, he's like grimy and obviously like he's been here for a long time and he never leaves. And it's like, I think it's like this anxiety of like, oh shit, like if I like that I'm not that person, like I can't be anything like that person. I don't belong here. I'm not as bad off as that person.
It's not a foot phobia or a foot fetish of his. He might have a foot fetish.
might develop.
Was that? I think it was in the book. They left that part out of the movie, right, Alex? The foot fetish. Jinjo. So at first, Craig's unsure if he made the right choice to stay, mostly due to the fact that his friends might find out when he misses school, especially Nia. And he has to turn in the something.
It's like summer school application or something.
To
Gates application. That's what it is.
Gates
It's like a prestigious summer school thing, which is super lame. But Mom doesn't want Craig to leave at all, kind of. Like on the phone, just kind of like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna have a good time. We'll see you in a week. Bye, honey." And it was like, oh, Lauren Graham dumping her son off.
I actually kind of liked that scene because I liked the idea of like her getting there and telling him that she was proud of him for like checking in and going, because I feel like that's like something that like gets overlooked of like, oh, he actually, instead of just doing it, decided like when they told him to go to the hospital, he actually did it instead of just continuing to like be miserable in silence, kind of.
That is true. And maybe the time away from him is a time for her to sort her own things out and deal with all of this and process it. Jim Gaffigan is the dad's like, son, you better finish that Gates application. And I'm
business dad.
He's also like a
business dad.
Yeah, very early, I guess going back to the 80s, like very trope teenager dad.
What else was Jim Gaffigan? Was he in Trainwreck?
He was in the Hot Pocket stand-up. Hot Pockets. That's what he's famous for.
And not swearing.
My mom saw Jim Gaffigan live. I think she didn't like it that much.
Interesting.
Nothing like Bill Cosby.
She met Bill Cosby at a bar. Their time together was amazing.
No, what the fuck, Brandon?
Yeah, Jim Gaffigan doesn't swear. You're right. He's one of those family comedians, like
That's
Brian
probably why
Regan.
Shelley didn't like him. It was
'Cause he
too
insinuated he got
lame. It was
drugged by Bill
lame.
Cosby.
No,
No,
that was
it's
Brandon,
because I.
not me.
That's because
No,
I
Bill
told her
Cosby's
that
great.
brown-eyed girls about butt sex. That's why
why.
she doesn't like me.
That's why.
Well, Craig gets to sit with Bobby at like the men's table during lunch. There's a dude named Humble and Johnny, but during this lunch, he just cannot stop looking at Noelle, the teen hottie over there. It's Emma Roberts.
This is very much like this scene where they're like sitting there talking and it's like very unhinged but like very friendly. This was one of those like moments where I don't always love like the movie adaptations of things, especially when I like really liked the book, but they do a very good job, especially of the characters that are like inside 3 North. They do a pretty good job of like portraying the way that they were in the book. Like
That's
this
good.
table of the 4 of them sitting together like reminded me a lot of like some of the narratives that they talk about in the book. Like it was pretty, and then when you get to like meet some of the other characters, like it's all actually like pretty true to.
Are these two guys actors? I wondered.
Yeah, they are. I looked.
Okay, because they're really good. I was like, these are
Mhm.
like
They-
some
Yeah, they were nailing it for sure.
decent guys. Yeah.
What's one of your least favorite book to movie adaptations? I know like Seth hates The Fault in Our Stars.
Well, all the Baz Luhrmann stuff, especially the Elvis book. No, I haven't. There's no Elvis. There might be an Elvis book.
There probably is.
That's a good question. Alex, you've read a lot of books.
Yeah, I'd have to think about it. I have kind of outgrown The Fault in Our Stars anyway. Like it's good when you're a teenager, and then when you're older, it's kind of lame and cheeseball. But I don't know.
I guess that is fair. Seth despised it when he was 17, just outraged
Yeah.
about it. I was like, Seth, calm
Yeah,
down.
because they also made Paper Towns into a movie that sucked. It's not a very good
That was
movie.
good too.
I could probably tell you my favorite book to movie adaptation, but I don't know if I could tell you my least favorite. I think the best book to movie adaptation I've probably seen is Into the Wild.
Ooh, that is a good one. That's a very good one. I like that answer. Good
My
answer.
favorite is Fight Club.
Fight Club was a good adaptation.
I like the book a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this. I really like this book called Being There that became a Peter Sellers movie in the 70s that I really enjoy as well. It's about like this dumbass, and everyone's like, oh my god, he's a genius, kind of like a Seth figure almost, right? He just says something. He's like a gardener, and he's like, I need to water the roots, and everyone's like, he's talking about our economy, and then he makes him president. He's kind of like a Seth figure.
Nice. I'll pass it along to Seth.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape is a great
Haven't
book to
read or
movie
seen.
adaptation.
I didn't know that was a book.
The book is wonderful. The book's very good.
I love the movie. Good to know. I had no clue.
The East of Eden movie.
No, isn't it quite old?
What about Dune?
Old movies are good.
I've actually read most of Dune, but not like start to finish.
I don't read much, so I don't really know a whole lot of them. So it's good to know.
It's crazy.
It gets super. You just know all. We should do it in reverse. We should do it the bad way.
That's how we do our podcast.
Well, after all this meeting, they're planning a pizza party, but they've got to bring their own money to do it. So they're gonna try and pitch in as they come along. And Craig ends up having a meeting with the psychiatrist, and we get this like, what if scenario about him if he does or doesn't get into this summer program. Then like a really like fourth wall meta break where he's doing like a MTV Cribs kind of thing, and he's president. Also, and he's got the girls, and
this was another one that I really liked. Just in like kind of obviously like it's kind of funny like in a cheesy way, but also in a nuanced way of like I don't know, maybe you can relate to that of like something very, very small happening and then the anxiety of like the butterfly effect that like could happen from that one small thing. Like, oh shit, like I screwed up at work. And then my brain goes through all of this different scenarios of like, then this happens and I lose my job and then da 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 da.
It never happened.
Yeah.
No, it's very
It
common.
snowballs.
Yeah.
It always ends up in homeless. It used to always end up in homelessness for my.
It always does. It always ends up with black tar heroin. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's if I get into the academy, I'm president and rich. If I don't, I'm homeless doing meth. There's no in between.
There's no end areas for Craig. Young Craig.
What is it? Craig is waiting in line, but talking about how his school is that he is in is the elite one. What is he waiting in line for? For food? For meds?
Yeah.
Well, it's a good school that he's trying to get into, and
well, he's in the best school already, but he needs to get into this good summer school to get into like Dartmouth or something.
Fartmouth. Fart mouth. So Bobby shows kind of his true character of taking Craig under his wing when they're all eating together. Stands up for Craig when Humble asks for his like breakfast burrito, and he's like, "Sure, I'm not gonna eat it." So he takes it. Humble was so happy to have some extra breakfast burrito, and when Bobby like struck him down, I was like, "Oh."
Humble, there's something wrong with his eyes. That's not acting.
I thought he also had a cleft palate. Am I wrong there? Did I see a cleft?
I think that's just how he looks. That's not acting, Brandon.
I know that's not acting.
I don't know why you're.
That's what I'm saying.
That.
I'm saying, did he have a cleft palate? I wasn't saying did he portray a man with a cleft palate. I'm just straight up asking.
I don't know. You're seeming pretty ableist with your narratives.
During a group like discussion, Craig learns that Bobby is stressed about an upcoming interview in hopes of moving to a halfway house where he can get out of here. Maybe it's not a vacation for him. Maybe he needs to actually be here, but he's trying to, better himself.
I think it's pretty tongue in cheek when he says it's a vacation. I think it's all pretty obvious.
Yeah. It's 100%. And when Bobby states that all he'll have to wear for this interview is his sweater that he wears every day, Craig offers that Bobby could borrow one of his dad's shirts to wear, and Bobby accepts. He's very happy about this. And Craig's kind offer to Bobby is witnessed by Noelle. She's, like we said, the other teenager in there.
She gives testimony to it. You're right.
For some self-mutilation. She had Wolverine claws across her face.
Which you never find out why in the movie, but you do find out in the book.
Tell me.
It has to do with basically like this frustrating of like you also see on her arms that she control mechanism of like this is the thing that I control, and so in the movie you find out that they're scissor marks that she's done it to herself.
So she's not affiliated with the X-Men.
No.
Dang. She's not Storm from the X-Men. She's not Halle Berry's character.
Yeah, it's a control mechanism of like she feels like the only thing people ever see is just like the surface level of her, so she tried to make herself ugly, basically.
Okay, interesting. Well, she's impressed by Craig and leaves him a note to meet with her that night. Before that night, Craig calls Nia on the phone, checking his voicemails, but all the patients are being nosy and he ends up hanging up. What was the guy's name just down the hall? Even if you're so... Solomon, I was going to say Sebastian. Even if you're so quiet, he walks in the hall. Please be quiet. I'm begging you.
Trying to rest.
I also hated this phone call with Nia because it's very much like I wrote it down. I don't even know where my notebook is, but I wrote it down somewhere of like she's very much like she doesn't really have mental health issues, but she thinks it's cool to have mental health issues. Like it's more worldly somehow if she has anxiety or if she has a therapist, whatever. And so she's like, it's so embarrassing that I see a therapist, where it's like, so does fucking half the country. Like it's not that big of a deal, but acts like it like makes her more worldly, like more interesting to be around if she has like mental health issues.
She kind of sucks as a character. She's kind of the worst.
Yeah. She's a dirtbag.
Craig and Bobby chat on ways to make his interview coming up a little more successful. And they kind of share thoughts about maybe why they're in here, the looks that he's been getting from Noelle, things like that, just noticing little things. And Craig and Noelle end up hanging out and are playing a game where they finish their sentences with questions and they get to know each other a little better. And then they attend a painting session for the patients. And I put, Humble drew a very nice beaver. It is a heavy flirt. But the beaver was lovely. A real. Please don't show me the beaver.
And then Craig does this little thing where he draws maps from when he was a kid. He gets to re-engage with that, and that's this cool like sort of take on me world that we get to enter into the movie.
It's a total take on me,
which is Craig's drawing.
So I had to watch
this
to
see his mind
inside my mind by the 1975. I had to watch this in 2 separate segments because I was so sleepy the first night, and this is where I was like barely hanging on the first night, and I'm like just half there, and I'm like, what the fuck is where are we right now? What is this city that I'm zooming through? I was like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. So I turned it off. I was like, I can't do this. I'm too tired.
Couldn't parse it through.
And it's an imaginary city where he describes his own brain, where he's having conversations with his mother as a 5-year-old, but in his own body, calling himself a failure for like not tracing Manhattan or composing symphonies, and he's not Mozart, blah, blah, blah. But it's a brain map is what it is. And it kind of gets the attention of everyone around him. But
he's a superstar now.
I mean, he's pretty much a modern J.C. Chazet.
That's right.
But amidst him having all this attention, Noelle leaves without him noticing, but she left him a note saying, same place and time tomorrow, nice meeting you. And so, yeah, little nice flirty night.
Romance subplot.
Or main plot. This is where we find out that the nerdy hot boy looking best friend has a 4.6 GPA, captain of the baseball team, started the filming society at school, invented an adapter to convert vinyl to MP3.
I think the weighted GPA is bullshit. I don't think you should be able to do that.
4.0's the cap on it?
Yeah, I mean, I took all advanced classes that I could when I was in high school, and I mean, I didn't get all A's in them, but I still capped out at a 4.0 if I did. It's horseshit.
Yeah.
How come this little fucker gets 0.6 more?
Because he's captain of the baseball team.
Or Richard Sherman. So was captain of the baseball
team. If you were captain of the baseball team, you would have been. If you could have shot 70 under par. No, not under par. Just under 70, you would be in. But you didn't, so.
Was he under par?
No, not under par. That's too. That would be incredible. Did you see? Was it Scotty Scheffler shot a 59?
Not Scheffler.
Well, I thought it was Scotty Scheffler. Who?
Cam Young shot a 59. Scheffler won though.
I thought he shot a 59. Huh.
No, it was Cam Young.
Well, that's impressive.
Good job, Cam Young.
Craig stands up to Aaron on the phone. Aaron was talking with him and Nia, and he was like, when are you gonna get out of here? You know, you got to come back. This is all a hoax. Calls him a dick. He tells him fuck you. Tells him he's a bad friend. Maybe it's just some hate
Tells
over
him
that.
off. Yeah.
But yeah. And Craig, he's in the like little rec room by himself. He sees Bobby being screamed at by a woman with a young girl with her, and he plays it off that it's his lawyer,
His accountant.
his accountant. That's right. He's terrible with his finances. Don't even get him started. This woman's yelling at me with this kid, but he knows that something's up. And Craig ends up standing up to his dad a bit as they come to visit and discuss his application to the summer program. He tells him, you know, this isn't what life's all about. It's meeting deadlines and spreadsheets and snail mail, Dad.
Yeah, but his dad's still like, yeah, but you still gotta do the application though.
You still got to do it. It's your response. It's your duty. And good dad. Bobby ends up coming into the lounge when Craig's in there, having a mental breakdown, screaming into pillows, ripping things off of bookshelves because he blew his interview, even with the nice shirt.
He's wearing it on his head.
He was.
I wonder if that's what did it.
Oh, I bet it was.
Didn't know how to wear the shirt.
But I feel like that was like a big moment of reality for Craig too, of like the person that he'd been like really reliant upon kind of falling apart. You can kind of see the like little spiral, like you kind of get towards the climax of the movie with Craig starting to like spiral a little bit too, of like, oh, he really isn't here for a reason. Like, this isn't just supposed to be. We're not just hanging out.
My guide.
Yeah.
Stability was important to him, and seeing that kind of took him down a bit. Yeah. I bet it was because he wore it like a handkerchief around his head. That's just what you don't do to interviews.
Big red flag.
Except the worst red flag, when I did my YouTube Survivor series, when I watched that back, the way I wore my handkerchief around my neck and it looks like a bib, I'm like, why did you do that? That's the worst look you could have done, Brandon.
It's a serial killer.
So, Craig tells this psychiatrist about a time he rode a bike all over the city. It was a great day, but then everything changed. With Aaron. Well, then everything changed because there's girls and there's expectations and there's puberty and not to mention war and Y2K and
economy. Yeah.
He then opens up about his parents and his problems with his dad not recognizing him struggling and maybe trying to push him a little too hard. And Viola Davis, good psychiatrist, points him in the right direction, asks him some questions about focusing on what he can change in the world is what he should focus on rather than the inevitable.
Probably the biggest, we've all seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, biggest change in that one. This is obviously based on a real story, but in that one, Nurse Ratched, the head of the medicine, was the evil witch, right?
Yes.
And this one, she's just like a totally normal, non-threatening, non-authoritative. Yeah, maybe you should do this. I don't know. It's great.
What Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is so good.
Also a great book to movie adaptation.
I was going to say that when he brought that up. Yeah.
I'm reading an audiobook right now at my work. Another book by that author, Ken Kesey.
Are you reading the audiobook?
Fuck yourself, bro.
You're reading all the zeros and ones, and you're like, "Oh yes,
that's right." That's
right. Bobby is teaching Craig all about the wacky characters that are in here with him in the psych ward, but he doesn't really open up about his own daughter, and Craig tries to like sympathize him because he's having trouble with his daughter, and Craig has troubles with his dad. That's like
Craig's
some daddy
with his daughter,
daddy issue kind of stuff, you know. And that's hot. Daddy issues. I've never been more attracted to Zach Galifianakis than in this when he has daddy issues. So, and now you get the musical exploration class. Hesitant Craig is because he has to be lead vocals, but he gets up there and he Turns into just a giant stylized lip sync of Under Pressure music number.
Yeah, this was pretty great, I thought, too. They all the people had their little parts. Humble was on the bass or something. Zach Galifianakis was David Bowie.
I just love that song. All-time song.
My mom
All-time
used to play that
duet.
on the bass during free throws in pep band when she was in high school, to imply that the free throw shooter was under pressure.
So she would just do dun 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 dun. Are you sure she wasn't playing Ice Ice Baby?
Had not come out yet, Brandon.
She was trying to ice
My
them.
mom was before that time. No.
You've
She
also
was putting them under pressure.
You've also got to remember
Would never.
that those aren't the same. Ice Ice Babies is dun 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 dun. They're different.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, they're different. There's one extra dun in there, so it was kind of cool. I mean, was it necessary? No, but
I liked it. I think it was necessary.
ooh,
I'll push back on that. I think it is necessary. I like it. It was a. I would rather. I'm glad we saw that versus like them actually doing their mismanaged, their mangled version of whatever it was. It could have been cute, but I think this was a powerful moment.
I kind of wanted to see the whatever was going on with the true instrumentals, but
The Jimmy Fallon and the Roots do with classroom instrument style.
yeah. Did you like this more than you liked the Eurovision song battle thing?
Yeah, I probably like the Eurovision. The context
A
a
little
little
more.
bit better, yeah.
Okay. Noel, very touchy with Craig after the music number. Touches his arm and all that shit. And Bobby notices a romance is blossoming with young lovers.
Cool Craig, as he's called.
That's right.
He's working on it.
And nefarious Noel.
Naughty Noel.
Naughty Noel. News of his singing though gets to Nia. Apparently, I don't know how she heard about it. She's like, "Oh my god, I heard you did great!" On the phone, I was like, "You did? Why are you hearing about news from the adult psych ward at the local hospital?" But she calls him and she wants to know if there are any cute girls here and if she can come visit him. She's giving him mixed signals left and right. Aren't you supposed to be dating Aaron, the hot shot?
Yeah.
Maybe not. And Bobby pulls him off the phone, sneaks Craig out of the ward in some scrubs. They go to the gym to shoot hoops like boys do.
Yeah.
I loved this.
They're terrible.
They're so bad.
They're so bad. Absolutely terrible. But this, when it's just kind of a one-on-one and them being themselves, is when they can actually open up to each other. They talk about the energy with Noelle and how he should ask her out. But Craig's a nervous boy. They do a little role-playing exercise where Zach Galifianakis gets to pretend to be Noelle. And, oh, do you like music?
Mm-hmm. That was
And
good,
then my note, he just suggested Vampire Weekend, but Bobby responds that's a douchebag band to see. Alex and Lucas are literally seeing them right now.
At that moment you were watching, yeah. They were great.
What was the best song?
The Step Brothers song.
A punk.
Yeah.
The big song?
Yeah, in my opinion.
I think
That
my
got the best
favorite
pop.
song is Step. I don't know if they played that though.
They did not.
Damn it! Why?
They were good.
They played most of their because they just came out of the new album.
I guess that's fair.
So it's mostly from their new album.
Marina and I are seeing Hozier in August.
Yep, she wanted me to go, but I think that's our first week of school. Also, he's at the Gorge the next night. So
Where's the Gorge?
by Spokane.
Oh.
Where we're seeing Noah Khan.
I just saw somebody saw Noah Khan, and they said it was a magical experience. Too bad you guys aren't fans.
Was it a wizard?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a Noah Khan, Chris Angel crossover show. It was nothing like anybody's
That
ever
would be
seen
magical.
before. So they do this little role playing shit, and Craig finally asked Bobby straight up, "How did you end here?" And Bobby reveals to him that he's a father of the little girl. He's actually in the ward for attempting suicide 6 times, and his accountant actually isn't his accountant. It's his wife, ex-wife.
Who's
I don't
the
know.
other one?
I don't know if it specified wife or
I think
ex-wife.
ex-wife.
No. Wife, mistress, widow. Oh, something.
What is it?
It's nothing. They don't even really refer to her as anything. They just refer to her as, I know she's not your accountant. And he said, wow, good pickup. And that was pretty much the whole.
Is there anything in the book?
Don't remember.
This unknown woman enters the psych ward with a child.
She's
And
Asian.
was she Asian?
No.
In the movie she was, I think.
No.
I don't think she was Asian.
She might have had a touch in there.
No.
Maybe like
But
the
Asian
No.
could be a
eighth.
Asian could be a lot of things. Western Asian, like Russia, and
Caucasian.
Caucasian. That's Asian people that love cock. The
That's right.
Middle East is Asian.
African people are Asian. South American people are Asian.
No.
European.
We're all Asian in a way.
That's right.
I Asian, you Asian, me, she, he,
She.
Asian, Suzuki, Asian, all the stuff.
That's right.
But so his confirmed Asian wife is not his accountant, and you get some true heart out of Zach Galifianakis as he tells Craig that if he could have been him for just a day, he would like truly live. He's a kid. He's young. He's got a lot on his plate that he could do with. So don't end up where I'm at with my life. You know, try and change things around for yourself and make yourself better while you can. I was like, wow, good acting.
Yeah, and I thought it was
Comedic-
interesting because that's kind of like what always like
comedic
Craig felt about
Actor
other
doing a
people,
serious
too.
role. I love it. I always love those.
I also felt like Craig felt like that way about other people too.
Alex,
Like, I wish I could handle things the way you handle things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
why did you think I wouldn't like this movie?
I don't think you would like the book.
Oh, I heard. Oh, Brandon's gonna hate this movie.
No, you're going to like the movie. I don't think you would like the book.
Interesting. Okay, because when I was writing the script and I was looking through like related films to this, it was like The Fundamentals of Caring and The Spectacular Now and The Perks of Being a Wallflower and 50-50. I was like, these are great. Like,
Spectacular Now, that's my answer. That's the worst book to movie adaptation.
there we go. I'm glad we got to the bottom of it.
Garbage.
I love this
Garbage.
Spectacular.
Well, I probably would have liked it if I hadn't read the book. They're
Did
very
you read the book,
different.
Lucas?
No,
Oh, see, great movie apparently.
I like it.
Yeah, I love a comedic actor doing a serious role. Like 50-50. Seth Rogen in there is so good. So
Alex's
good. in
favorite movie.
50-50. It's in my top 20, I know. Somewhere up there. Muqtada, the Egyptian roommate's finally trying to come out of the room, but only wants to come out if he can hear some Egyptian music. They don't have any of that, but just coming to the doorway was enough for one day, and everyone was kind of blown away that they're even seeing him out of the bed. It's a big
For the
moment.
first time.
Everybody has different milestones, and Nia actually comes to visit the psych ward, and she
How's that
tells,
even happen?
I don't know.
I thought this was a vision, but yeah, she apparently broke up with Aaron all over Craig.
Immediately, just
in the rebound fashion.
in
That makes sense.
the waiting room, she takes off her sweater. He's staring at her tits. She bites her lip. She grabs the inside of his thigh. I mean, come on.
Maybe this is like some commentary I'm picking up, like because she's like sort of fetishizing the mental illness thing, her being in like the loony bin with him. She's like, oh, this is it.
For sure.
And then it's like, oh wait, this is what actual crazy people are like.
And Craig's like, do you want to come back and see my room? Immediately she you want to come see my white wall twin bed sharing room in the psych ward? No, I don't really.
And also, who fucking allowed that? There was no one there. They just walked right.
Unsupervised with somebody in a psych ward. Like I've been in some of those psych wards before doing like rotations and shit. They're on full lockdown. How did
they just strolled in?
Brandon goes in to throw eggs at the patients.
Yeah.
They requested eggs for breakfast.
They hate it. No, they hate it.
But she immediately tries to seduce him, pushes her down on Muqtada's bed, straddles him. They're making out and things, but the two of them are caught by Muqtada. Comes out, sex in my bed.
I get it. I do that too, Muqtada.
And this, oh yeah, for sure. There's another bed right over here. Craig couldn't have been like, hey, let's move to my bed. Let's not.
And he vomits everywhere.
And
she leaves.
Yeah, it kind of freaks out. She sees a truly like mentally ill man freaking the fuck out at her, swinging a towel or something too.
It was very much like the realization, like you said, like there's a difference between like what she thinks he's in there for and what he's actually there for.
And then as she's leaving, he runs out with puke on his mouth. He's like, I love you, wait. But Noelle's waiting there with the note, a drawing, in fact, for him. So he double screws the pooch.
Noelle storms off, leaving behind a drawing of a self-portrait that she planned on giving to Craig. Do you normally draw a picture of yourself and give it to people?
I thought that was interesting, too. I had that thought.
You would have liked it, I think.
I mean, yeah, probably, but like, you don't often draw yourself. Alex, you're a drawer. Have you ever drawn a self-portrait of yourself?
Unfortunately, yes, but it was for a class.
Not to give to a boy. No. I'm glad you thought that too. I was like, I didn't. Anyway, he apologizes at her door. He's trying to make it up anything to Noelle. She drew him a very graphic cock with his name on it and slides it under the door.
He's a dick.
It must have been Jonah Hill behind that door, drawn all the penises from Superbad.
Probably. Yeah, you're right.
And Bobby comes to tell Craig that he got in the home. He made it to the halfway house, but Craig's so beat up about the Nia Noelle fiasco, so he gives him a pep talk about fixing his life. And Craig finally ends up that he doesn't want to end up here when he sees Bobby talking to his daughter on the phone, telling her the news that he's going to be in the halfway house, and just the happiness that has brought Bobby knowing that he's going to be able to leave here and maybe have a better connection with his daughter really changed things around for Craig.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Chief.
Craig tries to make it up to Noelle by drawing her a brain map, but both of them all in one, a dual brain map thing together with a note. Same place tomorrow. Crying. I was not crying.
You're crying now. That's why you sniffled.
No. This nose is just very stuffy. I'm glad I haven't had to use my inhaler on the air. You guys would have made fun of me.
Yeah, that'd be the worst.
That's my inhaler. That's a pro
There's
air.
More than one inhaler in the world.
That's the generic pro air inhaler.
You asthmatics don't all have to share the one.
We do. You got to mail it to somebody. You got to mail it to somebody as they're having an asthma attack. It's very inefficient.
Yeah, that's why there's so many that are dead.
Craig has a chat with the psychiatrist, and he shows her his own drawings of the brain maps and how they've created kind of a solace for him here, and how he's going to continue them out of the ward. He might not be fit for this go-getter, intellectual, businessman lifestyle, but maybe the laid-back artistic lifestyle instead. And it is both Craig and Bobby's last night. She's going to discharge him. So Craig tries to organize this pizza party. They've got enough funds to get it going. And he finally wins Noelle's forgiveness. The two of them sneak out of the ward in scrubs and run around the hospital, ending up on the roof. Oh, how do you end up on the roof of a hospital as a psych patient?
You can do
That's
that.
another. No, I don't think you can.
You could do that. But not like violent. It's not the mentally violent ward.
I mean, I guess it's true, but it's
like
people who
balls.
It's somebody who tried to jump off a bridge and kill himself. You're going to allow him access to the roof?
You're right. I mean, the main thing is the security out of the psych ward itself, but yes.
In and out. The security was terrible. But they're on the roof. There, Craig finally works up the courage to ask her out on a date, but she's actually the one. Yeah. She suggested Vampire Weekend.
It's a good date.
And Noelle convinces him to screw the Gates application, realizes how he can actually be happy, and then they kiss under the stars.
Yeah, there's fireworks.
I don't think there were fireworks, were there? Maybe it was
stylistic ones.
The thing where it went inside his brain and it did that, but and now it's pizza party time for the patients. Aaron delivers something to Craig. They kind of hug it out, bro. They're best bros again. Confesses to being a bitch and kissing girlfriends and relating. Aaron's like, yeah, man, I kind of get this depression thing. And I was like, do you?
He kind of does. And then he also brought in a nice vinyl.
Yeah.
That was a favor that he asked.
It was a paper bag gift. It was actually a bag of vodka.
Not allowed. Playing some music. They stopped the music, put on the new vinyl. Everyone's at the party. And it's some weird, like, sitar shit.
It's Egyptian music.
Real Seth shit, yeah.
How is that Seth shit?
You would listen to that.
So, it helps Muqtada leave his room by playing it, and he's dancing to it. And Craig meets with Bobby and gives him a map of how Craig imagines Bobby's brain to be, and gives him his number so that they can stay in touch outside the hospital. And as everyone's dancing and eating pizza and partying, Bobby just kind of watches from a distance, never kind of joins in. So it's the next morning. Craig leaves the hospital.
Is the implication that like that's like the last time we see him too, that he does like kill himself or something? I thought that's kind of what the movie was implying.
Well, in the book, when Craig tries to like trade contact information, it's like, I don't know if it's just with Bobby or if there's a couple of them and they're having that conversation where they talk about, well, no, that's not necessarily a good idea because you don't necessarily you don't need to know where we all end up. Like, it's better for you.
Or be reminded of it or whatever.
Yeah.
Aspect. I thought it was like a very he's like, come to the party, man, and he's just like looked away for like 10 seconds and then like very somberly and then left. And I was like,
there's definitely a piece of
there's an implication that he did go kill himself after.
Yeah, there's definitely a piece of like that in the end where you definitely realize that like it is a happy ending, but at the same time
they still have like a disease.
Yeah.
Because it is true when Craig's trying to leave the next morning, he's like, oh, where's Bobby? And the one guy's like, oh, he left early this morning. That could be a double entendre. That could have.
I think that's part of it. Maybe just meaning. Like the whole, like Alex said, of the message of the movie. Like, there's not like a true happy ending cure. Oh, you drink the potion, you don't have depression anymore. Yay.
Yeah, because he's not entirely cured, but he does have better aspirations to enjoy his life. And now he's outside. He's doing all these cool things. He's like biking and kissing his family and making out with his girlfriend, and he's painting and he's ripping up the application.
Living his Bob Dylan life, yeah.
He's painting his girlfriend naked, volunteering back at the ward, and just living life to the fullest. And that's the end of it. It's kind of a funny story. Woo! Alex's birthday movie. She didn't even clap for it. It was kind of a funny story.
Should we pause for 5 seconds?
No. Keep you on
unpause.
Oh, we unpause. No. Keep them on their toes. Quotes?
I don't have any. I'm still protesting, but I did like a way a character said one thing, so I have one, I guess.
Okay.
Is this your notebook? Mm-hmm. Alex has some quotes.
I think I have like 2.
The only quote, I'll go first. How many do you have, Brandon?
I have 8, and I took one down from Marina, too.
Okay. The one that I had, I liked when cool guy Aaron on the phone was like, "You're making a play at my girl, bro?" That was my quote.
Oh, I think I had 3.
Go for it.
One, I had 2 that were funny, and then one was serious. So the serious one was when he's first like having like this real conversation with Viola Davis, when he's decided like, I am going to say like, I really am going to talk about this. And I liked when he said, it just feels like everyone else can handle everything that's going on, but not me. And I just liked that, like, very candid.
Relatable.
Yeah, very relatable. Like, it's really easy to look at other people and be like, God, like going through things that are similar as you, or doing things that are similar as you, and feel like they're handling things better than you are, and maybe they're not, but at least it looks that way just because of what's going on in your own head. So I liked that. And then the other 2 were both from Bobby, from Zach Galifianakis' character. I liked when he was giving him the tour and they're in the rec room and he's like, well, you could play table tennis. And Craig was like, yeah, we could play ping pong. And Bobby says, no, I think the name ping pong trivializes the sport.
Yeah.
So I liked that. And then I liked when they were trying to convince him that his sweater was nice enough to wear to the interview, and he said, it's not nice. It smells like a hobo's Band-Aid. And he's upset about that.
That is a
I liked those.
graphic smell. Marina's one that she found, it was just when I think it was Nia, maybe it was Noelle, but Craig like swipes an eyelash off of her cheek, and she goes, ow! And Marina's like, she says ow like she pulled it out of her eyeball. It was just like on your cheek. Like, what the hell? But my 8, do you like music? Do you like breathing? Like, do you like music such a stupid? Of course. You have to like at least some sort of music.
There's some that don't.
That was also a very like YA novel, young adult movie answer. Very indie music. Yeah, very indie movie exchange.
Yeah. Dr. Minerva and Craig going back and forth. She goes, so let's talk about your parents. And he says, well, you think I can change my parents? She goes, no, but I'm a psychiatrist, so I have to ask you about them at some point.
I did like that.
Freud.
When Bobby's pissed off about just the world on the outside and the Gates application, goes, that's not fun. That's propaganda, man. All of those Madison Avenue types telling you how to live your life, fast cars, hot chicks, Reese's Pieces, Gucci, Werther's Originals. I don't buy into that shit.
Yeah, I like Werther's Originals.
Have you tried the Grandma McFlurry?
No.
McDonald's released McDonald's released a new McFlurry that's just supposed to taste like the candies at the bottom of Grandma's purse. I'm like, Werther's and Strawberry Bond. Like, what the hell is this?
Is that what it's supposed to taste like?
It tastes like grandmother's.
I think it's supposed to taste like Werther's and butterscotchies and things like that. But
it's TikTok pandering.
Not as much as the Grimace shake was, though.
All right.
This is a flashback or like a made up scenario in Craig's head when he's trying to kill himself, but his family's at the other end of the bridge, and they go, "What were you planning on doing with your bike?" He says, "I don't care about my bike. I'm killing myself." And Jim Gaffigan goes, "But we spent a lot of money on that bike, sport." It's like, of course you say that. When my parents went to school, they just went wherever was close. Some places are still like that, like Cleveland and maybe Denver. I don't know where. Oh, they were in Brooklyn, so New York City.
Went
so
to,
yeah, it's all about
schools.
elitist schools.
Like, public, yeah.
When Craig asks when they're playing basketball about how he ended up here, and he says something, and he just goes, "That's not how I heard you ended up here. I heard you raped a penguin at the zoo." And he's like, "Who told you that?" I was like, "Damn, raped a." That's the first thing that came off the top of your head there, Craig. You raped a penguin.
That would be worth. You'd be probably in the violent ward if that was.
You probably would, yeah. Bobby talking to Craig. Craig, you remind me of me at my age, but except I was better looking and had less trouble with the women.
As evidenced by
the trap. My last one. This is the Bob Dylan quote. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. And if you're not busy being born, you're busy dying. But that line kind of sucks in my. If you're not busy being born, you're busy dying. I don't like it. I don't like it.
He won a Pulitzer, Brandon.
I don't like it. Did he win a Pulitzer for that specific line?
I think, and I mean, like, I don't know. You either I don't even take the interpretation that it's like one or the other. I think you're born and then you're starting to die. So my interpretation of it is just like you're gonna die anyway. So fuck it. Do what you want to do.
Everybody's
not
dying.
Like trying to get reborn necessarily. I like that.
It's like the middle school joke, like, guys, I'm dying, and they'll be like, what? Why? And you're like, everybody's dying. That stupid shit.
That is the joke. You're right.
That's the quotes. 1, 3, 8, 3.
Wow, that's
13 quotes.
Smattering of quotes today.
It's ratings time. Lucas.
Thermometer? We're guessing the ratings. I guess that the thermometer rating for this movie is an 81%.
Critics liked it. How about you, Alex?
I'm going to go 71.
Ooh, the winner today is Alex.
Does she beat Seth?
It's a 58. No, Seth's the winner there.
Shoot. 58 only. Wow.
Yeah. How about audience score? Alex?
67.
Okay.
81.
One of you guys is so close. And it's Alex. It's a 66.
Wow. One off. Good job, babe.
People weren't ready to talk about mental health in 2010.
It is 14 years old. You're right. A little dicey subject.
You're right.
Believe that
who?
More than a third of the people who saw this didn't like it.
He said, "You're right." I don't know who he was talking to.
Babe.
No, there you go. Now I know who you were.
I got you, babe.
Metascore critics Lucas
5.3
out of 100.
53.
Alex
65.
One of you guys is so close. It's a 63.
She hit it, didn't she?
I said 65.
No, she said 65.
Oh, good job, babe.
And lastly, an audience score out of 10. Alex?
7.1.
5.8.
One of you guys got it right. And it's Alex.
Really?
Fucking nailed it.
Wow. She got like 5 points out of 4 there.
Yeah. And Seth is the real loser.
You get 2 points if you hit it dead on.
Yeah.
Just like the dozen.
Dead on applied directly to the forehead.
Dead on.
So critics gave it a 58 and a 63 for a 60.5 average. And people gave it a 66 and a 71 for a 68.5 average. Alex, what are you giving your birthday film?
An 8.7.
Nice. I think that's the highest you've rated any of the films on here. Wait. Higher than Without a Paddle. Higher than Nick and Nora. I don't think Nacho Libre.
I did not give Nacho Libre a 10.
You're right. It was 50 Shades Darker that you gave a 10.
Yeah.
Point Break wasn't that high. I think this might be the highest. Reasoning. In a moderately serious way, I guess.
this was definitely like kind of a big like way for me to kind of realize that it was a little bit similar for me where I had all these kind of similar feelings, not to the same like aggressive extent, but like was anxious and depressed and had all these feelings and never really felt like I had claim to them, kind of for the same reason. Like everything was pretty much fine, like in my life, like things on the surface, and it felt kind of like stupid to like have them and not really be able to explain them or have like a background reasoning for them. And I think this was kind of the first like moment that was like, okay, well, it's okay to just feel that way. Like you don't have to have all that, you don't have like a lot of people do, but you don't have to have like all these underlying traumas. Not a million bad things had to happen to you. Sometimes that's just the cards you got dealt. And I think it kind of gave me like a good way to sort of understand and sort things out like in my own head, which is probably why I read the book so many times. And I think the movie does a good job of capturing that too.
So just to be clear, you don't think mental health is a hoax?
No.
Okay, good. Lucas, your score?
I do. No, I joke.
On the contrary.
I was very close to Alex's score. I'm an 8.6.
Okay.
I was on the scale for kind of a funny story. I thought it was a great little quiet little indie movie. I cried a couple times throughout it. I definitely related as a anxious fella himself. Some great Zach Galifianakis stuff. I thought it was like all these people are like not that far off from what I am or who I talk to or see every day in life. Like with Zach Galifianakis blew up in the movie, I'm like, I scream into pillows. That's the thing I do. I'm like not that far off from all that. So I think it was a great little perspective, relatable.
But do you have an Asian accountant?
I do.
Oh, wow. You're very close to his character then. Shit.
So 8.6.
Nice. I'm the lowest of us. I'm at 7.1. I didn't think it was pretty good. It dragged a couple moments here and there. All the characters fit really well. Like you said, I really liked the portrayal and the acting of a lot of the characters within the 3 North Ward. Sometimes I thought it maybe tried, as you say, like an indie movie, to try and be too artsy and do the fourth walls and the meta aspects of it and some of the theatrics. But all in all, I thought it was a pretty real tale on some mental health things too. A lot of mental health movies try and make it as dark as fucking possible, which can make for some great cinema, but not every story is like that, you know? Sometimes it's just overcoming the hardships that come along you day by day and overcoming it, you know, not simply, but with what's given to you. So yeah, I didn't think it was too bad. Faith-based review? Where is this landing?
Yeah,
because sex, there was only like the makeout scene, so there's probably there's like a 2 out of 5 there.
Talk about it. It's probably like a 3 out of 5.
Nudity is going to be a 0 out of 5.
You 3 out of 5.
No, there was cleavage.
Grabbed her boobs.
Yeah, so that's got to be a 1 out of 5.
2.
Maybe 2 out of 5. Dang.
They took like Zoloft. It's like a 2.
I don't think
that counts. So they count that.
It does.
They talked about how Solomon did 100 tabs of acid.
That's right.
You're right. 2 out of 5. There's 3 2s. Violence. Tried to kill himself. Self-mutilation.
Self-violence. Probably 4 out of 5. The worst.
4 out of 5. Oh yeah. So we're at 10. Language. I didn't think there was. I don't think there was really
like a 1.
There's one F word.
Other? Were there any disputes? There was parent disputes.
Well, it's all about mental illness, which that's like the devil.
Yeah, it's like a 4 out of 5, so we're at 15. Integrity. Integrity and Jesus.
Like a 3.
A 2, yeah. And Jesus, was this showing God in a good light? I don't think it was.
4.
Yeah, so it's a 22 out of 40 on the faith-based review.
Not our worst.
Not our worst.
We've seen.
And let's see where this falls on our list of movies that we've done. As far as movies go, a 7.1 actually puts it near the upper echelon of the diegetic lexicon. This comes in at 10, 20, 2, 3, 4. The 27th best film we've ever done.
Good choice, Alex.
Thanks.
Right below this that are just worse were Napoleon Dynamite, Martyrs, Jurassic World, Top Gun, and
good movie.
White Men Can't Jump, and even Dwarves Started Small.
Good movies.
Just better than this are Tropic Thunder, Videodrome,
Yeah,
School of Rock, The Last Unicorn, The Gods Must Be Crazy, and Chef.
pretty good. Not bad.
Good mix. So, and then a few reviews.
Did Big Rog review this?
No, he didn't. I probably did. I couldn't find it. Peter Travers at the Rolling Stone, though, says, I don't blame you for backing off a movie that focuses on a suicidal teen who learns warm life lessons by spending 5 days in a Brooklyn hospital psych ward. Stop worrying. It's kind of a funny story based on Ned Vizzini's semi-autobiographical novel Breaks That Jinx. He liked it.
He did like it. Petey Traves.
Justin Chang at Variety says, the filmmakers fully retain their offbeat sensibility and attentiveness to character while providing perhaps the sharpest showcase yet for Zach Galifianakis' outsized talents.
They called him fat.
I think they're saying that his talents are outsized and not being utilized, but they're also calling him fat. And then Michael Rechtschaffen at The Hollywood Reporter said, a dramatically inert, lethargic dramedy that is nearly as quirky and poignant as it perceives itself.
Rude.
Not a fan. Not a fanalo of Barry Manilow.
And you have some user reviews?
I do. One, two, three returners.
Songbird?
No.
Seth Snoopy style.
Seth Snoopy style on February 17th, 2014 says, as a very light and fluffy look at the psych ward. It's definitely not One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Keir Gilchrist is adorable. Zach Galifianakis is zany with his usual crazy wildness. And Keir and Emma make for a cute couple. The movie is like the lead Craig. I thinks it's more serious than it actually is, but it works as an adorable rom-com for emotionally fragile kids. It's cute, it's likable, sometimes it's even funny. 7 out of 10.
Seth usually misses the point.
I didn't love that review.
He usually misses.
He focused a lot on the cutie aspects of it.
He does that, though.
Seth does, yeah. He doesn't get deep meaning. Next one is by Atomikova on January 2nd, 2021. Yeah, it's Devin. He says, if I'm Depressed, Just Don't Be was a film, this would be it. See, I'm not an expert or anything, but I don't think this film actually understands how mental illness works. The main character, who apparently had depression, calls people with other mental illnesses freaks and could be basically described as ableist. Other than that, 2 of the female characters serve as only the main character's love interest, and 2 others are only relevant to the main character's development. 4 out of 10.
And all of it. I don't agree with that. Really? What was the first part of that review? I disagreed with it.
If I'm Depressed, Just Don't Be was a film. Saying this is not how mental illness...
because he's basically said they're all freaks. And I think he did say that at the beginning, but the whole point of the movie is... Part of it is he came to accept them all, too, right? By the end, he was freaking dancing to Egyptian music with them all. At the beginning, he called them all freaks. So it's part of his, recognizing that as a person.
Well, and one of the things that I feel like it kind of touches on a little bit, like when he's talking to the psychiatrist towards the end of the movie, is where they talk about, it's really easy, and this is, a big focus towards the end of the book. It's really easy to feel like you're getting better and feel comfortable when you're in a place that's, very, built to make you feel better about yourself. Like it's built to like block out all of the like struggles that are going on outside in the world. And so I feel like that's a little bit part of it too, is like you see the healing process like inside, and these feelings of, well, I'm finally starting to be able to handle things. Okay, well, there's really nothing for you to handle in here. Like we're trying to give you the tools.
The training wheels.
Yeah, the training wheels of like, we're trying to give you the tools to handle things now when there's nothing, so then you can handle things when there's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one is by Cosmas.
This guy's a dumbass. Yeah, so this is a bad review.
Hopefully he tells us if there were rodents in the film or not. January 19th, 2014, he says, it's kind of a predictable story, but that doesn't make it a bad movie, obviously. You will see where this is going, what role Zach Galifianakis is playing, whom our protagonist will end up with, where his coming-of-age story goes, and what the overall message is. Having written that all out, it's a nice story to tell, and is told with gusto. Light, but with touches that make you change some of your views, especially concerning your life in general. 7 out of 10.
If it's a light story, how is it told with gusto? I don't like Cosmas, but
you voted in best user reviewer last bracket.
Oh yeah, I did, but he's bad.
I'm Sieg on May 6, 2020 says, started out kind of funny, then got stuck in the same lame and not funny mode. The leading kid actor's got no charisma at all, and he has only got one face expression for every emotion. More bad, the story is not credible whatsoever. And this matters because we as viewers are meant to take this story seriously, but I can't. More bad, there is no real drama. It's basically a simple teenage movie about teenage insecurities and having no girlfriends. Any good? Perhaps teenagers could like this movie, but it's not really funny, nor has it got any spark or punch. So why would teenagers watch it? 5 out of 10. More bad.
More bad. Yeah, I don't think he got it.
So. My last returner, Studio AT, on August 27, 2016, says, this film is one of those lovely ones that quietly sneak up on you, and by the time you finish it, you know that you'll watch it time and time again. There's so much warmth and charm here. Never does the film get too dark or too funny. Never does it say that mental health issues are ever going to be easy to break free from. It's an honest film, and that's why I like it. Yes, it is a quiet film. It's never going to be the one that people in 50 years are talking about. But it's certainly one I recommend you seek out and watch. 8 out of 10. I thought almost a perfect review when I read it.
Good review, Studio AT.
This film was just
blowing, Brandon.
Shut the fuck up. This film was littered with 7 and 8s just across the board. Hard to find anything like in the 3, 4
like
or even 10s. There's plenty of 1s. My next one's by Cricket Bat. August 3rd, 2018. They say,
this guy.
I don't like Galifianakis that much, so I was surprised that I liked the movie. Maybe it's because he isn't playing a standard obnoxious character, or maybe it's because this movie focuses more on Keir Gilchrist's performance than his. 6 out of 10. It's like, duh, he's not the lead. Chill out about Galifianakis.
Maybe.
Cricket Bat.
I do love Galifianakis, though. Opposite.
And my last one is by DJ Hoover. On November 1st, 2010, they say, it's been a long time since I walked out on a movie. Time to reset that counter. Having read the other reviews, I wonder if we saw the same movie. The lip sync under pressure? What self-respecting movie has lip syncing? Acting was poor, characters unbelievable, and the script had nothing to say. I was not alone in walking out. It took no convincing the group that our time would be better spent watching ... Jackass. 1 out of 10.
Well, Jackass is also a very good movie.
I was going to say,
right, so
they're shitting on Jackass, but I think Jackass is actually pretty solid.
Well, I love Jackass.
So, they hate lip syncing, though, when in reality, almost every movie that has a musical number is lip syncing just not dramatized like it is this way. Unless you're watching, like, I don't know, like Les Mis from 2012 or something. So, but
even that a little bit.
That's ending it this week. Are you recommending the movie, Alex?
Yeah.
Lucas?
Yeah.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Great. Grimace, what do you think?
That's an affirmation from Grimace.
He loves it. Grimace is such a fan. So ending it this week. Thank you, Alex, for recommending this film to us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, babe.
Baby Pie, Baby Doll, all the babies. Next week, we are switching it up. It was originally supposed to be Shallow Hal, but we've got a guest coming next week. It's our boy Devin.
The GOAT.
He said, if we could do this film, I'm going to try and be on 3 consecutive episodes as well. I don't think it's going to happen, but we're going to pressure him into it.
What's the film?
We're going to watch Gentlemen Broncos.
What the fuck?
It's the last of the Napoleon Dynamite. Same guy did Nacho Libre.
It's the last of the Mohicans, is what you're thinking of.
The last of the Mohicans.
So we're going to do that with him. And then if he can make it, he's going to join us for Seth's birthday episode and Frank. Alex, you want to join us for Frank?
Oh, I really don't like that movie, so probably not.
Then Rest in Police. Then Rest in Police Department, RIPD. And then Double Down by Neil Breen. So good things to come up. Devin will be here. Watch
him. Be here.
Watch it. Wish your family good luck on whatever they're doing. Coax them up.
Good luck on whatever they're doing.
Coax them up bridges. Grimace, and I think that's about all I got.
See you guys later.
Gadoosh. I made that so fast.
Mascot.
That's the most frightening sound I've ever heard.
It's just the opening.
It's very scary.
It's just the opening of the Grimace Island theme song from the show.
Just hilarious.
When he's being racist.
Yeah. Oogly,
that's not hilarious. It's just what it sounds
oogly,
like.
Boogly, hip hop, woo. What do you think's more racist, Lucas? That scene, that song, or this?
Oh, we can fuck your car.
Probably the McDonald's one.
Or
probably
this.
The McDonald's one, because Nathan had an exclaim.
Big tit ladies.
That's sad.
Is it?
Yeah, that was from like a year ago. That was him singing a song but in John Denver style about what's her name?
Alexander Daddario.
No, the Nick and Nora's girl. What's her fucking name?
Oh, he loves her, yeah.
Oh, Kat Dennings.
Kat Dennings.
Big tit
she has huge tits.
Yeah, and he loves that. He loves that shit. So.
Well, we will see you, Brando.
Okay. I will see ya, babies.
Bye.
Bye.